Do you want to say hi to everybody on YouTube? Say hi. Whoa! That was a very squawky hello. Yes, it was. Hi, everyone. Jiraiya and I wanted to wish you a really great weekend, and it's a full moon weekend, and we're doing a little full moon ritual and kind of like some extra work on a spell that we did recently, and we thought that we would kind of include you in the fun of the weekend and do a little vlog. I don't know exactly why, but this little like train overall set really just makes him look super fat. And I love it. You look really fat today. Yes, you do. Yeah. Check out this thigh. He's got like a permanent wrinkle from how fat his thigh is. Like, see how even if you spread out the wrinkle, it's still there? 'Cause you're so chubby. Who's chubby? Are you chubby? Are you? Mm-hmm. That's a good thing, though. You're supposed to be. You're supposed to be chubby, right? Mm-hmm. So what you're looking at right now is a journal I recently got from the dollar store, and it's like a fuzzy journal that's kind of pink and it's got little roses on it, and I'm using it as a journal to write about my experiences and to connect with the goddess known as Epona. Anyway, I started decorating the inside cover, and I've done a few entries in here, and I'm actually thinking about writing some guided meditations and things that I can share on YouTube with people as well. So that's all going to be going in this journal, and I've already got a good start on it. I'll show you the inside of the decorated area later this evening after I do my full moon ritual. As you're probably aware, a full moon or waxing moon is a great time to begin something like a gratitude jar or a gratitude journal. Now, the way that you use a gratitude jar is by writing out things that you're grateful for on little pieces of paper and then putting those pieces of paper into your jar. And so mine, I keep my spare paper in this envelope with the symbol Wunjo on it. That's a runic symbol for joy. And this is great, like, to work with the theme of gratitude. And the pieces of paper within this envelope I have stained with tea, and the herbs in the tea have to do with serenity, joyfulness, attraction, and things like that. So what makes my jar different from the regular gratitude jar is that I tricked it out a little bit with some magical stuff. And there's a whole ritual that I built around this that involves more than just this jar and the pieces of paper that go into it, but I'll tell you about that in a different video. But yeah, on the front, it looks like the letter N is written here, but I actually wrote that in chalk, and it's made up of different symbols. You just can't really tell. So this is actually a magical sigil that I thought up that has to do with the subject that I'm trying to be specifically grateful for right now. And then in my jar, I have a couple of pieces of star anise that you can see sitting in there. That's what the brown star-shaped stuff is. And then I've got some pieces of paper that I wrote out already, and in the very bottom is Himalayan rock salt and a little glass crystal. Now, the Himalayan rock salt is for purification and cleansing of, the thoughts and feelings that I have as I think about what I'm grateful for. And then the star anise typically has 8 points on it, and to me it kind of reminds me of the tarot card, the star, which is also an 8-pointed star shape. And that card in the tarot has to do with hope and optimism and things like that, which I think really speaks a lot to the theme of gratitude. And also in numerology, the number 8 is like a really, really powerful number that has to do with balancing the material and the immaterial worlds and transformation and success, and like it's a really powerful number. So that's why I've got the star anise in here and the rock salt and all of that cool stuff. So that's my gratitude jar. I'll go into more detail about the ritual that kind of went into the creation and charging of this jar, but I just wanted to show you that real quick. Right, Jiraiya? Yeah. Hey, he's actually interested in this thing now.
What, you didn't care about it before?
When he first started playing with toys, he only liked rattles.
Do you see how he threw it?
Yeah, he likes throwing everything now. You like to throw your stuff when you're done with it, don't you? You're like, get it out of my face. Give me the next thing.
I think he wants food.
Are you getting hungry? I'm gonna go for the walk with Mummy? Throw it! Smash! Jiraiya smash! Just, I like how he's just like, where are you going? He's like, screw the toys, I want Daddy back. Daddy's a great big toy. He's more fun than all this other stuff. Are you gonna breathe in while you talk again? He's like, yep. Yes, I am. Thank you very much. So these are always sitting here anyways for charging in the sunlight, but I also put my Rider Tarot deck out on the window ledge because I wanted it to also get charged by the full moon energy this weekend. So the other day I went to the dollar store and I got myself one of these big tall jar candles. It had the image of Mother Mary on it. I took her image off and put her little picture into my journal because I like her too. I just wanted to have something that I could use as a candle for working with Epona right now. And so this is an image I printed off the internet of Celtic knotwork that is in the silhouette of a horse's face, and Epona is very closely associated with horses. So I thought that I would make my own candle for honoring her, and I think it turned out really, really nicely. So you'll see this burning later on in my vlog because I'll be using it while the full moon is out in the sky and while I'm journaling and stuff like that. Today is just such a hot day, and while I've been laying here, sort of slightly avoiding but also just meditating on all the heat and the light that we're experiencing with this full moon and solstice all happening all at once, it's kind of made me think about how recently, this kind of surprised me, recently I've been doing some shadow work. And what's interesting to me about that is the fact that usually when I do shadow work, I'm going through a specifically difficult time in my life, or I'm experiencing things where I feel like I do need to like look within depths of my soul, you know? And right now I'm not experiencing that, but I guess what it is that there's just so much light and illumination that I feel so energized that I even want to do those things that I don't usually want to do unless I have to. Like usually when I do shadow work, it's because I kind of feel like I have to, because something's broken within me and I need to fix it. Whereas right now, it's kind of like I'm just feeling inspired to want to evolve, like just on a spiritual level, and to heal from some of the things that maybe have interrupted my progress in the past. So anyway, so what I've been doing is going to the park when it's like nice and bright outside, bringing my journal, and then just getting into some shadow work for like 15-20 minutes and just writing about things that have happened in my past, exploring different themes, looking at stuff that's been like recurring issues for me. And it's all been great. And one of the cool things about doing it at this time of year, like if you're in the northern hemisphere and you're experiencing, you know, summertime right now, is we have the illumination of all the light, which kind of helps you to find more answers into things. But also the heat, our natural reaction as humans with heat is to sweat and release toxins from our bodies. So when you do shadow work, when it's hot out, it's kind of like you're sweating out all of that metaphorical toxic stuff as well. So I kind of like the idea of layering the weather with what I'm up to in my life and just kind of seeing how the two can interact with each other. And for me, it's nice to just kind of get a bunch of stuff off my chest, like while I'm doing this shadow work process, and then go home and take a nice, cool, refreshing shower and literally just imagine all of that stuff that weighs me down just kind of like washing down the drain. All that stuff that just makes me feel a little polluted, just letting it all be rinsed away and washed away. So I just thought I would share that with people in case anybody else wanted to try that. I just think it's such an uplifting way of doing shadow work rather than necessarily feeling like you have to do it during a dark moon phase. Because honestly, whatever works for you is the way that you should be doing it. That's how I feel. I'm not an authority on any subject, but we're all kind of authorities on ourselves. And I know that there's other people out there who maybe might be a little bit like me in some way. So yeah, I just thought I would share that with you guys. When I was at the grocery store recently, I found this, which is an orange mint plant. And it really does smell like sweet oranges and mintiness all at the same time. It's amazing. I can't wait to make tea with this. I can't wait to use it for different magical purposes. And yeah, it's a really, really nice plant. Look at what my son made for Father's Day for my partner. He and I did little footprints of his 5-month-old tiny baby feet on this one canvas. And then we also made this other picture here with some foot and hand prints. And then my son did stuff by himself with his little tiny hands. So I wanted to show you guys, I went to a store called Kitchen Stuff Plus the other day, and I picked up this slab of granite. It's for serving hors d'oeuvres on. And I wanted to use it as the foundation of a crystal grid that I'm going to be doing tonight as just part of some of the spell work and things that I'm doing to take advantage of the solstice and of the full moon. And it's going to be an earth-based crystal grid. So I thought granite was the perfect foundation. And even if I'm doing a crystal grid in the future for something else, I think I'm just going to go ahead and keep on using this. I just love it. So here's a bunch of the crystals. I haven't fully decided which ones are going to be going into my grid. It's also going to be a bit of an air spell too, so it'll be mostly earth and air related crystals. And I've got this crystal point, which I've owned for a long time, but I've never used it for a crystal grid before, so it'll be really cool to work with some of these things that I've already had and just get to experience them in a new way. So yeah. Such a pretty night out tonight. Sun's just going down.